Hi everyone, we'd like to present our articles, which is the Lean Startup Approach on Product Designs and Manufacturers Facilities Planning in Uncertain Business Climate. So I'm Wisnu Dewobroto and represent our second writers, Ibu Evelyn and Mary. So, okay, a company is categorized as successful if it's performed the ability to provide products in accordance with the customers and the consumers' desires. In sustainable design process, there's a process known as product development process that focuses on the needs of users or consumers. As business conditions continue to change, the lean startup approach adopted from the manufacturing approach has evolved and now it is applied to every process in management and business, even new products. In terms of products manufacturing, the lean startups approach emphasizes the process of building a business from a product, and there is no fundamental detail regarding the product's technical sides. This article we mainly discuss about the product design and manufacturing process by comparing the two approaches, product development process and also lean startups. Then the discussions continue with the argumentations of the most suitable method, especially in uncertain business conditions, followed by an impact on the design of facility, because it is known that product design is influenced by aesthetic, functional, and materials considerations and impacts on the manufacturing process to meet the values needed by consumers. Facilities planning will determine how the activities of the production facilities in an industry can be arranged in such a way so that it can support the efforts to achieve the main objectives effectively and efficiently. So this is the difference between two methods. So I would like to compare between the product development process and also lean startups, and we're going to relate with the conditions of the extreme uncertainties which is happening nowadays. So here's the research methodology that our articles aims to explain lean startup method and its applications in product design. Then facility planning techniques will be obtained to support the lean startups approach in the production design process. The theory references obtained become the basis and main tools of this study. And here's the results and also discussions. So you can see from the figure 1, it's the product development process, and we can see that product design is the whole activities of product manufacturing, started from the observing market potentials to producing, selling, and delivering the products to the customers. The good product design characterized by some of the following. The first one, prioritizing the quality measures from the products that suit the customer needs and availability to buy the products. And the second is product manufacturing cost that meet the product values. Product manufacturing costs will affect the selling price and also product profit. And the third one is calculating a product quality dimensions, which is include the performance, durability, conformance to specifications, features, reliability, aesthetics, and also perceived quality. In the process of gaining good products, there will be two approaches discussed, namely the product development and also lean startup. And moreover, The product development process consists of some significant activities. Start from the first one, identifications of customer needs. Second one, the target specifications, and the next one is concept drafting. After that, concept selections, concept testing, final specification decisions, project planning, economic analysis, analysis of competing products, and the last one is prototype making and modeling. Whereas the lean startups, in principle, the lean startup process trains to reduce waste by increasing the contact frequency with the customers. To the extent the testing can be done and valid market assumptions can be avoided as early as possible, and finally, a valid product can be acquired. The initial validations phase begins with the hypothesis of who the prospective customers are, what they need, and how many, and so on. The customer's hypothesis is then validated directly to the potential customers to determine whether the product is suitable to what is desired. In a business, lean startup is a method that minimizes the risk, especially by relying on the iterations or what we call repetitive steps from product to market to find quality feedback as quickly as possible and as often as possible from the market. Another important thing in the lean startup method is validated learning, which can be defined as the process of discovering relevant facts related to the design of the product. The process is initiated by using assumptions or hypotheses, which are later examined by field experiment to obtain responses from the prospective customers whether the hypothesis is correct. So you can see here the process of lean startup. Um, we can see learn, build, and measure. So after learn, we gather ideas and then build the products and then measures by data and learn again. So this is process of iterations in the lean startups. So there are three processes mainly. The first one is build, and the second is measures, and the last one is learn. So here's the comparisons of product development and also lean startups. We can see here the first one is focus on consumers. So in the term of consumer orientations, both methods have similarities. Users or consumers are important and must be ensures that the process include the consumer's need identifications and which is it is hidden and unspoken like the explicit ones. Later, the identifications become the basis for the compiling product specifications and developed by development team. And for the design process, when we compare of the two methods, the product development process looks meticulous and is done is more static context. The process is started from the market analysis, resources needed, and ended with the prototypes. The iterations or validation process is accomplished after system level design. So here's the process that you can see. The planning, the concept development, system level design up to productions wrap ups is the process of product development process. And we compare with the lean startups, start from the ideations and iterate, trying to discover, trying to validate the ideas, and then start to build, test, and then responding After that, we can scaling up. Okay. So, in relations with the uncertain business climate, the uncertainty in the business world can occur because the first ones, consumers' demand rapidly changes both in volumes and design variety. And the second, design and manufacturing capabilities of the suppliers are always changing. And the next one, the use of new and various uh, technologies platform in the industries also. And the last one is because competitors behavior. So how can we create a more resistance to uncertainty companies? So the first one, we talk about the product development flexibility. Companies must have the competence and capability in developing flexible products in a highly competitive market characterized by increasingly shorter product life cycle. The company must be flexible in modifying products, designs, or even producing new products altogether. In this case, a fast and valid product development process is needed. From this, it can be said that the applications of Lean Startups approach is appropriate for product development process when businesses conditions are full of uncertainties. With the validations in each process, it can be assured that each process has valid results or output. It is known before the Lean Startup process, value propositions need to be made as the basis for validations of each product's design process. Value propositions need to be made as the basis validations. Value propositions is a method used in deciding how far the products or service offered has a high value according to its target customers. In other words, it is about how company can offer products or services that are different from its competitors, and value propositions has two main focuses. The first one is customers segment and also value. And the second one is manufacturing flexibility, that the companies are required to be flexible in producing various products and several types of products at once. The challenge companies must face is the fact that flexibility in producing goods it is not something easy. A company is said to be flexible if it has a flat average cost curve, meaning the companies can produce the products in different quantities with the same average cost. Nevertheless, not as it seems, producing a number of products per month will be cheaper than producing a number of fluctuating items. Flexibility is not unlimited. The flexibility to produce more products to a certain extent can be achieved through a number of ways, such as machine flexibility, labor flexibility, and routing flexibility, and material handling flexibility. And the last one is supply chain flexibility. In a strong supply chains, materials and information run smoothly without obstacles. Thus, all forms of waste can be eliminated. Besides, the aspect of efficiency and flexibility in supply chain is required to meet all customers' demands on time. Changes in product, service, customers, markets, and business practices potentially direct the changes in industrial supply chains network facilities. In supply chain management approach, the company tries to regulate the flow of information via supply chain to obtain synchronizations level to that the company can better respond to customers' needs while minimizing the cost. The facility